say it makes it easy for the learners to find relevant and targeted information that's tailored to their own needs. The last thing you want is your learners to be going through a vast sea of content that's not relevant for them. HowNow was familiar with our content, and when they approached us and said we're going to do a subscription-based model, which we're big fans of, we said, yeah, we'll partner with you. And we're really big fans of the subscription-type model where we kind of gone on the days where you force people to have all this content, regardless of the user or not, and say, here's pricing for X amount of licenses, maybe only 5 people need to use it. So for our own personal reasons, from a business perspective, we've always liked the a la carte perspective where people can choose the content they specifically know they're going to require as opposed to being force-fed all that content. If you start with a learner in mind, you could say that the learner is the customer, right? So the L&D team supports the end user customer. So as a customer, what do you want them to have? You want them to have satisfaction, right? So the last thing you want to do is your learner be looking over a vast array of content that they can't find, or worse yet, they search for a course on how to use Microsoft Excel, see there's potential scores or hundreds, even thousands of return results, right? And then they watch a course they think is relevant for their needs, and it's not. So there's wasted loss and resulting in end user dissatisfaction, less engagement. And if you look at for the learning and development team, what do they want? Obviously they want their customers to be satisfied, they want their learners to be engaged, but who are they going to report to? Potentially, they're going to report to the C-suite. And the C-suite is going to want their dollars spent wisely, they want their users to be engaged, and they want the learners to be learning what they're supposed to be learning. Because let's face it, we're all doing more with less right now. You basically have 2 options. You can have people search for content which roll the dice, it may be relevant, or it may not be relevant, right? So they may lose a lot of time, end up being frustrated, not getting engaged in the system. Or you could actually curate, handpick it, hand select it, using data points, using feedback, using other engagement points that you know the content has a higher potential success rate of engaging with your learners. So that's why it's really important to have that curated playlist or content to suggest potential wins for your end user.